Humans, your boy Ray Bey has returned. I'm back, niggas. I'm back, Americans. I'm back, human beings. I'm back. Your boy Ray Bey has fucking returned. Goddamn, Anthony, your workspace is a fucking mess. Nigga, clean up after yourself. What is this, a motherfucking water bottle? Motherfucking water bottle. Today's motherfucking show, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by motherfucking Nestle Pure Life. That shit the fuck on out of here. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Honored and privileged, as always, to be in all of your presence. Tonight is an open fucking opinion show. So, if you are inclined to join this episode, I've posted a link on my timeline. You go right to my timeline, right to my timeline and shit. You will be more than welcome to join the fucking show. Pop on in here, share your little fucking shitty opinions, whether I agree with them or not. You know, we all have opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them. Most geniuses live in chaos. Yes, sir, I agree. That is exactly what we're in right now. We are in motherfucking chaos. And I am the type of person that loves to see the world burn down around me, you know? Everyone's talking about civil war. There's going to be a motherfucking civil war. It's not going to be North versus the South or East versus the West. It's going to be the left versus the motherfucking right. And I am going to be that nigga. I'm going to be a whole motherfucking DJ for this goddamn fucking war. What is right? What is wrong? Well, today I came across a conversation in a very own post of mine. White liberals are at it again. And it's always the white liberal females. It's always some white women wanting to try to tell a black man how to fucking think. Look, just because black men love you, white women, don't mean we always gotta fucking listen to you or do whatever the fuck you say or just walk around and shit hoping to grab you by the pussy. That's just not how it works. That's right. That's right, Josh. That's exactly what it's gonna be. It's gonna be motherfucking reality versus social media trolls. And speaking of social media trolls, I have a very special guest on right now. He's hanging out in the background. I want to bring him on right now before he gets tired of sitting back there lingering. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know him as the atheist pastor, the pastor to the atheists, Pastor Taylor James. Welcome, Taylor. Are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
Is that you?
That is me.
That's literally you in that picture?
That's me when I was fucking 17 years old.
You're like a fucking dork. But okay. Welcome, Taylor.
What's up, man?
So what's your opinion on this election? What's going on with you in life, man? What do you have on your mind?
Oh, it's an outrage, man. I can't believe that Trump won this election so good. It's outrageous.
Right. Exactly.
He won so good. It should be illegal for him to win like that.
It should be illegal. For him to win the way he did. It should be illegal. But what's going on right now, the way they are counting these numbers, the way they are putting things together, the way the left is sitting here talking about, well, he doesn't have any evidence. And the so-called evidence that he has is just not true. It's just not true. It just doesn't make it not true because you fucking say it. This is just like
it's like the atheists, huh? It reminds you of the atheists.
Yeah.
In the debate groups.
Well,
about the evidence. Where's the evidence? Like, bitch, you ain't seen that you're retarded because of God fucking rejected you,
sir. Sir, let's not compare apples to oranges. Let's not compare apples to oranges, Taylor. But let me ask you. So people, they have these allegations of rape and whatnot against both of these men. Why doesn't anyone do anything about this situation? about those situations there? Why doesn't anyone do anything about? I know you backstage, Matthew. I see you, nigga. I see you hiding around back there. I ain't bringing you on yet because you sometimes you tend to scare the crowd away. You're a scary ass individual. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he fucking sucks the fucking coolness out of us.
No, he doesn't suck the coolness out of us, Matthew. You are
Yes, he
100% cool. I hope you've written down what you've said. Look at this.
Don't tell him that. If
this
you
nigga is in the
fucking love him-
background. This nigga, look. His adoring fan base is going to be here very soon, Taylor. Okay. Oh shit! I knew I meant to do something. Oh shit! Oh shit! We got a guest. We got a new guest here, ladies and gentlemen. By popular demand, someone is answered by public call to share their opinion as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the J Rooster. Welcome, Josh.
What is up, brother?
Hey, I'm chilling, man. How are you doing, partner?
Oh, not bad. Just ended a DoorDash session.
Ooh, DoorDash. I was just about to order something from DoorDash. Nice.
Do it. We need the money, bro.
If you're in Arizona, I'd be happy to help you out there. Shit.
That's a long delivery. That'd be a hell of a fee.
All right, so Josh, I would like to know your opinion on the latest happenings on the election fraud, the President Trump's win, and Democrats or the left are so devastated over this.
Oh, first of all, my condolences for jumping the gun and just trying to force an inauguration. To what would that be, like pre-inauguration syndrome or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like pre-ejaculating, but just not as good. I want it to be so official. Of course, I think there's going to be a lot of craziness ensues from that if it does flip, in fact. But it always has to get crazy before it gets better. It gets worse before it gets better. I think the good thing going with it is that if you're going to pick a side to have people in the trenches with you, I'm probably going to go with the pro Second Amendment side. I'm probably going to go with the people that are working. I'm probably going to go with the people that don't want a bunch of shit for free. And I'm probably going to go with the people that live in reality and not in a social media bubble their whole fucking lives.
Facts.
So I would say that we probably chose the right side, and it drives a lot of people nuts. 4 years ago, if you remember, Ray, I was a Bernie Sanders delegate in Washington State. And I fought my ass off for the man. Had nothing to do with his policies because they're dead on the floor upon arrival. That's fantasy land bullshit.
Yeah.
It was more about just the man himself. I bought into, he believed what he believed, and he would make decisions based on the people. And I'd never seen that in my lifetime, so I was all about that shit. But when you're an adult, you can admit when you're wrong. And that would have been devastating for our country if you look back in the past 4 years on what has been accomplished versus what would have happened. I mean, it's all speculative, but economically, I think it would have been fucking terrible. So I'm happy it went the way it went. I didn't vote for Trump initially. I actually ended up not even voting at the end of the day last time.
Same here.
Because I wasn't sold on Trump, and I definitely wasn't going to vote for Hillary. So I'm not one that's going to eat a shit sandwich instead of a shit brat. So, but at the end, watching over the past 4 years, reality, what was actually happening, what was actually being done, America first, and what the man did and what he's still trying to do, he got my vote this fucking time with an exclamation point. So hopefully it goes that way.
Rooster, you must. All right. You and I. So judging from everything you just said there, you and I are pretty much in the same frame of thinking. Yeah, just like with the 2016 election, I didn't vote for anyone. I like Bernie Sanders. I liked him as a person. His ideas, yeah, they're a little far out there. They're they're a little fucking undoable, unbelievable. And
They
I
just
felt
would have
the
been
same
dead
way.
on arrival. Nothing would have happened.
Yeah, right. If he would have to win, like he would have to first and foremost have more Democrats that were far left in a House and a Senate win in order to even get anything he wanted to get passed across, just even looked at on the floor. I mean, you look at AOC, and when she came out with her Green New Deal plan, that shit was just fucking done. They were like, no, and I'm a Democrat. Put that shit the fuck away, sweetheart.
And America spoke loudly on that when it came to House votes and seat votes, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so we know what the people are looking at, which is another kind of a red flag here. If Republicans have won 10 seats now and counting, because they're still going through it too. That's a big part of it as well. Okay. And the Democrats won 1 seat, which was an open seat. So they didn't beat one Republican along the way. So I feel like it's kind of a red flag that people are going to vote that way when it comes down to what the nitty and gritty of it all. Yeah. But then that same majority is going to vote out Trump. That just seems like it doesn't make much sense, because then you're just voting for a deadlock. It doesn't make sense. You're voting for 4 years of fucking nothing. Facts. So it just doesn't make sense. To me, that was a huge red flag. I think the numbers just showed up in a way that they weren't expecting, and it caught them off guard, and they got sloppy.
I agree. I 100% wholeheartedly agree. Matt, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Hang tight, buddy. You'll be on in a second. So I don't know if you met Matt yet. Matt's a wonderful guy. So I'm gonna bring him on real quick, Josh, just to see what his thoughts are. Hang tight. Matt, welcome to the motherfucking show, nigga. What's going on, big guy?
I'm good. I'm a little precautious about sharing the video where I share it, because I want to make sure it doesn't offend anybody. But you're a Trump supporter, you're probably cool. I'm gonna embed the video on where all my imaginary girlfriends live.
Oh, the fucking
talking about suicide girls.
Nigga, no. Yeah, you know what? I need all the fucking publicity as possible. Yes, please share that shit.
It doesn't offend anybody. I was on, you know that atheist show. Or there's one atheist, a friend of ours, and he flipped out because I shared it to Suicide Girl, and he flipped out. And he wouldn't let me on the show for a month.
Oh, you talking about empathetic atheists?
I'm worried that some people get a little, because I have our show is those shows that I'm on. They're 2 times a month. I share them on Suicide Girls. Ray Bey has a profile. I tag him in them.
Matt. All right, I didn't bring you on here to learn about your fucking embedding on a motherfucking site with the tattoo Suicide Squad and shit.
About my opinion.
Here we go.
But listen, there's a point a while back he made about people wanting something for nothing, and there's 2 sides to that, because the super rich expect things for nothing too, and the poor expect a little bit for nothing. But the super rich, if you billions of dollars, and all they do is sit on their ass all day and buy shit, and the shit they buy makes them money, they should pay 40%, or they should pay for the government if all they do is sit on the ass and buy shit. You can make elevating that they don't make less all of a sudden, gradually increase it. But if all they do is buy things for their job, buy companies, and that's not really investing. You just buy something, you own it, and it makes money. And even if even if it doesn't make as much money, you still own that.
Oh, okay.
Buying people are if you want to get over $100 million, you start to just buy things. If you have over $100 million, you're not working. They don't work. You just sit on your ass all day and do what you want to do. Have fun with your life. These people that have once you get or you never go less than $100 million, you keep going more and more and more money. You should pay for the government.
Who should pay for the government?
Well, don't expect people like us. Your job to pay for the government. Make their job pay for the government.
Whose?
I'm saying I'm saying to the Jay Rooster, don't think your job has to pay for the government. They try to trick you by making you think you have to pay an extra $1,000, but they just do that so that so that you get upset when the really super rich people get upset about like up 2% or something like that, because 2% of like $100 million is $2 million, but they just sat on their ass all day. They didn't work.
Well, they earned it though.
Yeah, they earned it, but did they work?
So at some point they put in a lot of work or they created something from nothing and it just blew the fuck up. I'm not against being successful. I would love to be able to have $100 million in the bank. That's why I'm for a flat tax. I don't think you should be penalized because you're successful. I think everybody should just pay one flat tax no matter what you make, and maybe be void of tax if you make 25,000 or less, just to give you something to grow on.
But
that's what I think.
It's not like they're earning that money. They're not actually earning the money.
Well, that you're coming from a perspective. Do you know multimillionaires? I do, and they work. The ones I know work their ass off.
They work their ass off. Okay, but
yeah,
honestly, there's like 2% of $100 million. Not so much to them. But
Matt, you sound like you mad, and I don't mean to cut you off, partner, but you sound like you mad and upset because they worked their ass off. They made millions of dollars, and now they get to sit on their ass.
And in my opinion, even if they do sit on their ass now, they were smart enough to do something that I would love to create a fucking app that makes me millions of dollars every month or something. And I would hate, personally, I wouldn't give a shit if people were mad about it. But at the same time, I wouldn't have a problem paying my piece of the pie. I just don't think people should be penalized because they're successful. That's not what this country's built on. You don't want to hinder somebody's drive for success because you're going to tax and take half their money away or whatever crazy percentage it is. I just think it should be a flat tax fair across the board. Because then I think at the top, then people are going to be more apt to pay if you're not penalizing them. So at the same time you do a flat tax, then you cut out the back doors, and that is going to even itself out a lot more. I get what you're saying with money growing stagnant at the top, because it does. I thought Andrew Wang was real interesting when he talked about economics, like when he was on Joe Rogan. And like he told Joe Rogan, he was talking about, what was it called? The freedom dividend, where every American got like $1,200 or $1,000 a month from a tax on the tech industry. I'm not totally against that. I think it's an interesting theory, and we're America, man. This was built on this is the great experiment, is America. Yeah. So when did we stop experimenting? I'm still down for exploring and trying things out. I thought that was a really interesting idea that he had, and he was right. He said, Joe Rogan, you won't even notice that. That's going to go to your accountant and sit. But the other 99% of our country, that's rent. Now you don't have to worry where your rent's coming from. So I thought that was an interesting take, and where he wanted to pull the money from the tech industry, I thought was an interesting idea as well. But I'm totally against penalizing success. I think that it should just be even no matter how successful you are.
I have an idea that's like, it's a little different than like just the idea of like paying for it. I think like you can just like, what if rich people got to decide what they care about, and they can get credit, they can get like recognition for their taxes. Well, what if we give recognitions for like when I say rich people, it's not like $1 million. Rich people, like insanely rich people, you can't even imagine. They just buy a mansion, a vacation home, for like a year's pay. Off like a quarter year's pay, like a quarter year can buy a mansion. If a quarter year can buy a mansion and like a far off couch, like exotic mansion, then like that's what I'm talking about. Rich, got a mansion for like a quarter year's pay.
I don't care how rich they are. I don't want to penalize them for success, because that helps drive people like me to want to do it.
Like if you're emotionally unwell, you're not going to do that. But if you have good emotional intelligence, you're going to want to do that. We're decreasing emotional. We have the worst mental health in the world, and we're driven by making money. That's not going to help our emotional health.
Everybody's drive is different. Money is a drive for me, but it's also because I've learned that one of the things, at least in my life experiences of working overseas, living overseas, I've lived under a kingdom in Thailand. I worked in Iraq for 2 years. So I've seen some different shit and how things are run. Um, I'm very against penalizing or having extra, but my drive would be like,
You said money.
I want money because I learned that freedom from money is having enough of it to not worry about your basics as far as life goes.
But what I'm talking about, we're talking about you're driven by money. Driven by money is different than being driven by what money can buy. If you're driven by what money can buy and sustain, that's different than being driven by money.
Well, it's like they say, you know, if you're about your stuff begins to own you. You know, I think amenities can be the death of drive as well.
But like when it comes to
Oh, whoops.
they just put like owning things, like owning companies, like monopolies, owning all kind of things. I mean, they should have a good enough compassion to pay for the government. I don't understand why they can't pay for the government. Why they have to pay people to make that help them not pay for the government.
Well, that's kind of like what's the famous saying is, don't hate the game, don't hate the player, hate the game. So you have to adjust the game to do what you're talking about. You don't adjust the players, because people are gonna do what you allow them to do. Period. And
I think differently. Like I'm more like thinking of how to influence people. Like how do we influence people to care about that? How do we influence people to change their priorities to actually be more altruistic? Like when it comes from like, I'm religious and I believe like influencing people is good. Rules is bad. I don't believe in like making like laws and rules to do it. I believe influencing people to care about doing it. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, everybody's gonna perceive it differently, though. You can't change how people perceive or their drives. You know what I mean? That's you're talking about it like inaugurating it like a young age, you know, type of scenario. But
when we
everybody's just driven by different things. Like I'm not religious. I was raised Catholic. My family's very Catholic. I see what the church has done for them. It's a good thing for them. Like the way the way it pushes them and drives them, it's good. For me, I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's not a driving force for me. And everybody's different, and I was raised on it, so it doesn't motivate me. I feel like you just don't shit on people along the way, and that's, if you don't have bad intentions in your heart, you're all right.
Like the old expression, money doesn't buy happiness. Happiness is about like an emotional maturity and emotional, like having an emotional psychology as well. And like that's what we have to address. Like money doesn't buy happiness, but once you get to a certain point, like it's not about which think what money can buy. It's about like, because what money can buy can make you happy. That I don't know. I lost my point. It's an emotional.
No, I get what you're saying. But to try to figure out a way to change a population's mentality like that, I don't think it's very conceivable.
Now, if you just make it trendy and cool, you have to make it cool to be this way. You can't make it like, oh, I'm going to help you not feel bad. Make it really cool. Like that's something. If people look at people and say that's so cool, I want to be like him. That's what we need. We need people to like leaders to be like, they're so cool. We want to be like them.
That stuff doesn't work for me either.
Like, I want to be a role model where people look at me, they're like, I want to be like him. Look at how he is. Look at his life. I want to be like him. If I'm gonna do anything, it's about like influencing people to be like me. I'm not a role model, but I'm saying. Like,
I get what you're saying. Stop highlighting nonsense, nonsensical. What I see what you're saying in the overall picture is the things you own don't make you as a person, and they don't go to the credit of who you are, and they shouldn't be your driving force behind what you do. That's what you're saying, right?
And I kind of took that over to another point I believe in, is about like people are motivated by what they think is cool. Like if you make something like cool, that will motivate people to like want to be like that, want to have that kind of thing, want to have that attribute, want to be like that. Like being cool is what cool is a very high motivator. Look at something and say that's cool. So how are we gonna make something cool? Like cool, being cool is about enthusiasm more than anything else. Enthusiasm and health. good health and good emotional, psychological health and enthusiasm can make anything cool. Like you can make education cool because it's cool to be smarter than other people. Like it's so cool to be smart and other people are stupid. It's like I know that's how I would go on.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the motivation of coolness, being motivated by what's cool, to be like that, to be cool. Everyone is motivated to be cool. Like the old saying, you gotta be cool like school and know what you're talking about.
You done hijacked the fucking show.
I'm sorry. When Ray Bey gets back, he can take over. You gotta be cool like school and know what
I
you're
don't
doing.
think anyone's coming back, Matthew. I'm pretty sure you fucking hijacked the show again with your nonsense.
I know. I took over the show. Ray Bey, Tyler's mad at me because I hijacked the show. He was here. I think he got booed off.
Oh, shoot.
Backstage. Is the
Huh?
Rooster backstage? Is the Rooster backstage?
Nah.
He bounced on Matthew nonsense.
No,
Matthew was
think
just
he lost the
talking
internet.
nonsense again.
We were
And
having
he
a
was just
conversation. I think he lost
There
the
he
internet.
is. That's okay. There we go. Hey, welcome back, Josh. Sorry about that,
Thank
buddy.
you. No, you're good.
Tyler's mad at me.
All right, so
I'm in my mic.
all right. What did I miss? Oh, my glasses aren't on. Fuck.
Matthew
Shit.
was going in a loop about nothing again. Talk about you gotta be cool. You gotta be cool. You gotta be cool. Like to be
Cool
it's smart.
is a huge motivational thing. If you can
All
motivate people very easily by wanting
Basic-
to be cool.
Basically, what he was saying is he wished people would show more motivation and like helping people and having good hearts as opposed to look at me in my Bentley.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I understand that.
I love you, Jay Rooster. I love you, Jay Rooster. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Thank you. Thank you for me.
He understood that.
All right. So yeah. I'm gonna have life alert very soon. What was that noise? Is that you, Taylor?
That wasn't me.
Oh.
I heard that
No,
too.
I think
It
that was
sounded
a semi truck driving by.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what it sounded
shit.
like.
All right. God damn, that's a weird sound. I thought it was like maybe like a UFO or fucking feedback or some shit.
I wish, bro.
Shoot.
That's why I'm waiting for Trump to just say, you know what, fuck it. Aliens exist. You know, like, just let the cat out the bag on a bunch of shit on his way,
The Democrats have been stealing everything. They stole the 2012 and 2008 election. I got
right?
evidence right
That's
here.
So that's the other thing, man. If they figure it out that they did try this, then it's like, all right, well, how far does this go back then?
Mm-hmm. I feel like if the Obama administration, if there is the issue of the Obama administration wiretapping President Trump's campaign while he's not even president yet, while he's running as a candidate.
And that's proven, right? Like that happened.
That happened.
Yeah.
That happened. They
so.
are taking that to task in the Senate, and they're going to have a whole hearing on that. My thing is, if that happened, this fraud had to fucking happen. I mean, I feel like there is enough evidence pointing towards it to say that this is fucking true. The way the news media is acting, the way the people sipping the motherfucking liberal Kool-Aid out there, so delicious. I want to continue drinking it. I can't believe it. What's going on, guys? What do you mean election fraud? I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. You guys need to get over it. You need to get over it. Remember back in 2016? You're telling us to get over it? Yeah. See,
And they never did.
They never did.
They never
did. And what caught them off guard in 2016 is they could have done this in 2016. They didn't. They did not think Hillary.
They underestimated it.
Yes.
Just they underestimated it this time too.
Right. I mean, when you come out with a video of President Donald J. Trump, or candidate Trump at the time, talking about, yeah, they just let you do it. They just let you do it. You think his chances are fucking done. I thought his chances were done. I was like, well, ain't no way no one's going to fucking vote for him now. I was one of them niggas. And as I sat in that homeless shelter, watching that TV and all these homeless dudes looking on in glee as Donald Trump was taking state after state after state after state in the Midwest, and he took Arizona, and it was like 12 o'clock midnight out here. And I was sitting there saying to myself, I was like, yeah, this man's going to be the next president of the United States. And these people are losing their fucking minds on TV. Well, I'm not losing my mind. I'm homeless. I got a job. Shit, I work. I was working a really good gig up there in Mesa and shit. So I was doing great.
Oh, yeah.
I felt bad for the rest of the world, though. Everybody else started losing their fucking mind. And I was like, why is everyone losing their mind and I'm not?
I think they should have just swallowed it as a reality check.
Mm-hmm. Real shit. Real shit. I mean, even leading up to this, like I was just watching like videos on SJW and cancel culture, PC culture, and all that other good shit just flowing out and coming out and around and whatnot. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, like, what the fuck is going on with this fucking country? When did people get so damn sensitive? What is all this shit? Like, this shit just comes out of nowhere.
Dude, 100%. I had when I was out in Washington State, I almost got back into stand-up for the very reason, because one of my favorite things about being on stage as stand-up is saying something that looks like I took out my dick and slapped him across the face with it. That, oh my God, look, you know, that was my personal victories. I could go with, if I went and did a whole gig and got nothing but gasps inside, I'm winning. Like I did my job. That was just as good, if not better than laughs sometimes, you know? So,
Man.
But I almost did it in Washington State because I knew as soon as I stepped on that stage, I'm enemy number one in that building, because I don't play, you know, I'm a pot selling fucking right wing nut job, you know, basically to these motherfuckers. I might as well speak in Greek of just profanity, you know, to them. So I almost did it, and then I decided no, and then I ended up moving back down here. So I might jump on stage, start doing it again down here. So this is where I started. So,
but where you at now?
I'm back down in Houston.
Ooh, yeah, good move. Washington State's I hear is it's pretty much a hellhole now.
It's a trash can.
Yeah, they're gonna fall off the map like California.
Yep, they're following right down the same path.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I when I speak to donors on the phone, they're like, I live in Washington, I live in California, and I just be like, oh my gosh, how are you a Republican? What are you doing in that state? I would have been moved. I'd let the Democrats have that fucking state. I'd have let them have it.
The problem is they're all leaving. It's a mass exodus because it's a shithole. It's an overpriced shithole, and they're all coming here. Yeah. And the problem is they come here and try to do the same shit, and it's like, you left for a fucking reason, bro. Right. You came here for a fucking reason. It's because we're doing shit right. We're doing something different than y'all because you can afford to live here, and we believe in freedom.
Right.
There's freedom here, you know, and it's totally different. And people will talk shit about Texas, but most of those people have never been here. Never been here. The people are nicer. The cost of living is cheaper. The politics are way more straightforward, and they're not trying to be down your fucking throats with the politics all the damn time. If you look at a Republican standpoint, you're true, just central, not crazy white, because there's crazy on all sides, you know. But if you look at just the central right wing, it's less government. They're about less, not more.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the answer. I've worked for the government. I worked in Iraq under the Obama administration. It was a fucking shit show. One, because they didn't give a shit about the military, even the ones out there. And two, they were so unorganized, you're literally watching billions of dollars just go out the fucking window. No question. Don't question it. So I've seen that firsthand, how that works. And it's not long term. If you think big picture, it doesn't. Their whole idea and agenda does not fucking work. Doesn't. Especially with they're going even crazier with it. So I even, you know, I can go contract. I was offered to go to Egypt not too long, about a month ago, and I passed it up. Just because I'm back with my family the first time in almost 11 years, you know? Yeah. So, it's just, voting for Trump for me is voting against my own financial interests if I still want to go make that money overseas, because the man is closing theaters all over the world. He's
Right.
pulling soldiers back from war zones, which I thought liberals would be happy about. If somebody hands me $1 million just because I don't like the guy doesn't mean I'm going to spit in his face and tell him to fuck himself. Fuck that million. I'm going to take that fucking million and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want with it. So
There you go.
That's to me is like, it's gone so crazy that, like I said, I was a delegate for Bernie Sanders. Trump has done things that Bernie Sanders wanted to do, and people won't acknowledge it. It blows my mind. It doesn't make sense. It's beyond logic.
It is. And that's the shit that kills me about the fucking media. When I have conversations with folks on Facebook, I mean I used to be on Facebook all the time. You know, I used to be on there all the fucking time, trolling and shit, fucking posting stuff, telling fucking jokes and whatnot in the comments.
You and me both, bro.
The moment we go fucking political, that's when these fucking losers want to start losing their fucking minds, talking about. Well, I have this one broad. I made a post about the fucking bees, I think it was. And she's telling me to fuck off on my own fucking post because she couldn't present any fucking actual facts. She couldn't bring any facts. She had to bring her so-called peer-reviewed studies and opinions. And I'm sitting there saying those are not facts. Those are studies. Those are opinions. Those are that's not even from a reputable source on voter fraud. If you want to ask somebody about voter fraud, you want to go look at the FBI. So I posted a thing about the FBI in there, talking about voter fraud. We don't trust the FBI no more.
They don't trust anything that goes against their narrative. And then when it comes from a place that they don't like, they don't accept it, even if it is their original narrative. So it's just like, okay, so we can't win for winning. So, you know, and coming from, to kind of piggyback what you were saying, as somebody that has traveled and worked overseas and lived under regimes, I mean, it was a kingdom. There was a king, you know. I will say this, and I've been saying it for fucking years. The world doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. One iota. They'll play on your feelings to get what they want, but they don't give a fuck about them. And at the end of the day, if somebody's running on the same platform for 40 fucking years, but it's still an issue 40 fucking years from now, maybe they aren't doing anything about that. So stop voting for these fuckers. It's time to switch it up, you know?
Change some fucking shit up, you know, like Obama came out was like, what is hope and change? We need to have hope and change, because without it, everything will stay the same.
And you know what changed? Whose pockets were getting full. That's what you're voting on. Who's going to get rich off this? That's it. It's not us. And that's what people need. It ain't us. So I always kind of laugh when it comes to voting times. I'm like, all right, who do I want to be rich?
Exactly.
Whose vote do I want to be worth more when it comes down to this? That's
what happened with AOC. You know, she got right in that little spot, and you know what she started complaining about? We need a raise. We need a raise. How am I going to pay my rent? And then she didn't even know what a fucking garbage disposal is. They don't have garbage disposal units in New York City. I find that to be deplorable and abhorrent. Like, how the fuck did she not know what that is? Like, she's never seen one.
Well, it's because she's got one built in. It's her fucking mouth.
Facts. I mean, she's just like a fucking whatchamacallit. She's I just was like, you never heard of a fucking garbage disposal? You never seen one in action? I've seen one. I'm from Philly. I've seen garbage disposals in Philadelphia. I mean, my first one I really ever used was out here in Arizona, but I've seen them in Philly. I've seen them in New Jersey. This young lady went to college. She has a college education. She's a fucking bartender. You mean your career as a bartender? You mean to tell me you've never heard of a fucking garbage disposal? I don't believe anything she says. I believe that this young woman is an actress.
No.
She is a plant, and somebody's paying her to be there. But that's just my opinion. That's my theory.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
The whole
'cause
squad. I look at him
I
as
know why. It's because she doesn't have a garbage disposal in her house. She doesn't have one of those things that grinds up the banana peels and the stuff like that's in the sink. That's in your sink that grinds up your shit, your food products.
Matthew, I'm
down
just
the
saying
drain
that
and
there are
grinds it
people who
up.
don't know how to use a cell phone. They know what a garbage disposal is.
I know, but if you know what it is, like not many people have those. You think a garbage disposal is something like it's like you don't know what a garbage disposal is. It's some inside.
But she thought it was
sink that
something
grinds up your food
fantastical
products.
and fucking mythical and shit. She thought it was like a fucking
Yeah, I know,
dragon
but who
flying in
thought
the
it's in
sky.
sink
It was
that
a
grinds up-
unicorn in the
I only know what
forest.
it is because I saw it in a movie one time.
Yes.
Do you have a garbage
It
disposal in your
doesn't
house,
work.
Ray Bey?
I live in a halfway house, so nothing really works in this bitch.
No, I'm saying when you were growing up, not in that government house you live in now that has everything. But when you were
Did you
growing
say
up,
government
have
house?
a garbage disposal in your house?
No, nigga.
You live in
No, the
housing.
government doesn't pay
The
for
government pays
shit.
that.
I pay rent. You fucking weirdo.
No, but the government pays for halfway house.
Nigga, I chose to come to this house. I'm paying it out of my own money. The government doesn't know I'm here.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
But is it low income?
What are you talking about, you fucking weirdo?
Is there employees?
Yes. 2 of them.
And you pay for
Are they government employees?
how many residents?
Look at Matt trying to sit here and
many
say I'm
residents?
living in government housing and shit.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
racist,
this
man.
house is a privately owned. It's not owned by the government.
No, but how many?
This house is owned by a gentleman in the AA program, Matthew. Before you open your mouth and continue to say anything more about where I'm living at.
All right.
Now they do have deals with the current with the Maricopa Sheriff's Office to accept prisoners and whatnot, and that's the reason why I call it a halfway house. They do have deals. They are on a list for felons such as myself to come here after they get out, so they have a place to stay. Do I pay $115 a week to live here? Hell fucking yeah. It's cheap as shit. But it's not owned by the government. It's not.
I'm sorry, but I love you. I feel
yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. With you liberals, y'all always jump the gun and y'all always say some shit that ain't true.
I'll make assumptions. I made an ass
just like the liberal media makes assumptions about my president. When they say he's a racist, he's a white supremacist, and all that other jazz. Stop making assumptions. Learn to listen and educate yourself, partner.
But what was the original point? To I was writing the original point. I was going making a big Josh.
Fucking
I was right
believable.
the original point.
I am offended. You tried to say I was in Section 8 housing, like I'm some welfare queen or something. Unbelievable, Matthew.
The original point was valid though, and not
Matthew.
Knows what dispenser is.
I am distraught.
The original point was valid. That proves that liberals are right. Liberals do what I'm when liberals start, their original point is right.
You making Ray cry on his own show, man.
The original point of the liberal is always right. They just get carried away in bullshit.
Matthew, you're fucking racist. Deal with it, man.
Yeah, you are fucking racist. You really tried to say I was in government housing because I'm a black man living in a halfway house.
He's trying to say you lived in a project, Ray.
You racist liberal, you. You know what? I want my reparations. I want my money, and I want it now.
Ray, you called it a halfway house, and halfway houses are owned by the government.
Halfway? How do you know? How do you know? There are privately owned prisons, jails.
Yeah, but government pays for it.
Yeah, okay. There is government funding given to them, but they're privately owned. Also, the prisoners also pay to be in those prisons. Yeah, they have to get money. They have to get money from fines made by the cities in order to pay for it.
They pay money into it because you said it's halfway house, and the government pays money to halfway houses.
Yeah, to take prisoners. Yeah. Yeah, but see, I'm not a prisoner, dickhole. Okay.
I know, but you called it a halfway house. I know. I've been your friend for a long time.
I know. I call it exactly what it is.
You called it halfway house, and the government pays for halfway houses. So my point was valid.
No, you trying to say here? You trying to say I'm living in fucking welfare and shit. I got food stamps too. The government pay for the motherfucking food stamps also.
Does the government give where you live in funding? Where you're living, does the government give it funding? I'm not saying you pay for. I'm asking if the government gives it funding.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. I'm just messing with you,
Research
man.
that's up for debate. That's up for debate. We don't know. I'm be like Trump. We don't know if the government pays.
Then don't say things like
for your
that.
pays-
If it's up for
your
debate,
pays
if
to
it's
the
up for
halfway house.
debate, then don't say things like that. That's
It's
what.
up for-
See,
it's
that's
up
why
for
the
debate.
that's
I'm
why
gonna think-
journalism has lost
Ray
its
Bey.
integrity because of people like
No,
you.
no,
You,
I'm not gonna make.
you
I'm
say
not gonna-
things,
I'm not gonna
Matthew
make a-
believe
jump the
whatever the
fucking
fuck
I'm
he
gonna
gun,
let
wants.
you think. I'm gonna let you
and
yourself.
you're saying spurious claims,
The
making
viewing
Choose to
spurious
believe what he
claims
wants.
about me
as
as a black man.
all by yourself.
You need to go and get that Chinese Kool-Aid that you fucking drinking.
The viewing
Okay.
audience, I'm gonna do like Trump. The viewing audience has to think by themselves whether or not the government pays funding to the halfway house you live in. They have to think for themselves. We're not gonna get any assumptions. They have to think for themselves.
You have to think for yourself.
No, I'm saying
I would like-
we're not making any assumptions.
I would
The
like
viewing
before you
audience has to
before
think for themselves
no
whether or
no
not the
because
government
you
pays
said
funding to
something
the
because you
halfway
said
house
something because
live
you
in.
said something and this is
Yeah, I know.
exactly how liberals operate.
I
They
asked
say
the
some
question.
stupid, make some spurious
I
claim,
don't know.
and
the
then
answer.
and it's like
I don't
an
know the
infection.
answer. I don't know
It's
the
like a
answer, Ray Bey.
virus.
I'm admitting
It's like
I
a
don't know the
virus
answer.
when you say when you make something that's a false claim
Bey.
or an unfounded
No, I'm not-
claim.
I
You
took back-
say
I
it.
said
It
I'm
goes
sorry.
on to the
I'm
next
sorry.
liberal, and then it goes
I
on to
didn't
the
know
next
the answer.
liberal, and then it goes on to the next
No,
liberal.
but listen, I did
You
not
are
know the answer.
literally
All I'm
spewing
saying is that I did not know the
vitriolic
answer.
and virile fucking information out that
All
has
I'm saying is
nothing to
I
do
I don't know the answer to whether or not the
with
government
my
pays
life.
to the halfway house you live in. I don't know the answer, and not everybody knows. See, people don't know things. Not everybody knows what a garbage disposal is.
Hey, what's going on, Seth? What's going on, Seth? If you see the post before the one I did on this one, I got a link hanging out there. Actually, yeah, post that link up in here too, so that way people can join. Join the show, ladies and gentlemen. Come in and chew out Matt. Cuss Matt the fuck out. You know?
Yeah,
Because,
that
we're gonna
all
become Matt
started-
today.
Trying to
let me
defend
see
not
whether
knowing
I
what a
can
garbage
range.
disposal was.
Let me know if I can eat your brain.
He was like, but you don't know.
garbage-
Did she? Do you know? Did
Okay,
she
but
not? How do you know
tell
that she
me-
not to grow up near our garbage disposal? Listen, Matt.
Does people know that that's inside the sink? That it goes in the sink?
Yes. I didn't grow up with a garbage disposal as a kid. Guess what? I
everybody
knew what a
knows
garbage
that's what it
disposal
is.
was at in the fucking
Everybody
sink.
knows that.
I mean, if you watch TV, if you look at movies, they show garbage disposals on a lot of
Yeah,
sitcoms.
I remember seeing one time. I saw it.
Not
I
after
saw it
cancel
back
culture
then.
gets a hold
The
of
horror
this.
film. I was watching a horror film and they put some shit down the garbage disposal. No, in another episode, someone was reaching in there and trying to the house. And it was like they're gonna chop your
Matthew
hand
will
off.
never shut the fuck up.
My original point was valid. Not everybody knows what that is. That's a weird place to put a garbage shit inside the sink. That's really weird to put
That's
that
the
shit.
perfect place
Okay,
to put a garbage
where should we
disposal.
put it?
But how it's gonna clog
Right.
up the draining system? How's
No,
the
it
water gonna
doesn't.
drain out if there's garbage in there?
It has a shredder in there, Matthew.
Yeah,
But
it has a
I'm
shredder.
asking, where does that go? Why would people think that the plumbing is that complicated? Does plumbing need to be that complicated?
It's not.
But in the garbage disposal, if the food goes down, it's gonna clog up the water. It's gonna clog up the drain.
No, that's why it's shredded.
Yeah, I know, but it goes in there. How you know it's not gonna clog up the drain?
Because it's designed not to.
But I'm saying, how would if your drain doesn't clog, how would you clean it if there's a shredder in there?
Because you turn it on. It doesn't automatically just work. You have to turn it on.
That's what if you don't turn it on and you drain and shit and you clog it up?
Well, then it's like a regular drain and you're shoving shit down it. It's not magical. It's just how it works.
This seems like a very complicated thing that you put in.
It's not at all. You literally. So I grew up with one, right? Well, I can't believe we're talking about garbage disposals. Somebody get a plumber. So, what is this, Ray?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You literally hit a switch that's usually on the wall by your sink, and then it turns on. It's pretty loud, and it shreds that shit. That's it. And then you turn it off. That's how it works. It's
Okay.
crazy. There's like a little motor with teeth in it. Fucking mind-blowing.
Mhm. Some people get their hands stuck in there and they never come back with their hands out of it.
Yes,
Liberals
it's
don't
true.
know about garbage disposals. What the fuck is going on with the what the
if you
fuck
drop
have
a
we
good piece
come
of food
to?
down there?
This week on Ray, we discuss the ins and outs of garbage disposals.
This is
But
like
Next
We're
week,
getting
we'll
to the
talk.
bottom of this.
Garbage wasn't. I thought it was a machine.
Next episode, we'll talk about plunging
there's a whole
toilets
machine
and
down
shit. Can openers after that.
Fuck politics. We're getting into plumbing, bro. We're getting down to it.
I honestly thought there was a whole machine down there. Is there a machine down there?
It's just a little motor with teeth.
Well, I thought it was a machine underneath the sink.
Well, it's a motor with teeth.
No, I thought it was like a machine under the sink that separates the water from the food.
how do you distinct? They're both.
It doesn't actually dispose.
I don't know. I don't even want to continue my
Dispose
sentence.
is a bad word.
I'm sorry, Taylor. It sounds like your brain broke over there. Did your brain break, Taylor?
Almost, yeah, exactly. Like the rest of the sentence, I just didn't want to finish it. I just. No, it's a motor. I thought it was a machine under the sink. The fuck is going on here, Matthew?
When is a motor not a
For the
machine?
love of God.
When did a motor not become a machine?
I thought it was a machine that separates the food from the
I
water.
just realized the irony of that. Matt,
Yeah,
you're
exactly,
retarded, man. I mean, not retarded, but you. Oh my fucking God, Matt.
I honestly thought that.
Honestly, dude, even the Flintstones had garbage disposals. It was a fucking little dinosaur in their sink that ate the trash.
Oh, yeah,
The Flintstones.
But like the dinosaur was like a machine though. That's why I thought it was like something in there, something in the body.
You thought it was a dinosaur?
No, like a machine though.
I wonder what
A separate machine from the fucking sink and whatnot. You know, just hanging off on the fucking side when you just plug it on in. That's probably what you thought, right? Is that
Some
what,
of us have dogs, you know.
Matthew, I'm going to take a picture of a garbage disposal and I'll show you what one looks like, okay?
Okay, but
Get a Google for a diagram, an instruction manual.
Oh, you know what?
NASAG.
Here we go. I can share it right to the screen right now.
If there's a
There it is.
question and I don't know, I'm going to tell you what the question is. I'm going to say I don't know what the answer is, just like Trump. I'm going to tell you this is the question. I don't know the answer, and you have to.
I forgot where I was at
to figure out your opinion of what the answer is. I'm going to tell you suspicious question. And you're gonna think about it. I don't know the answer to it, but you're gonna think about it, and you're gonna have an opinion of what the answer is. I know that's what Trump does. He gives you a question. He says, make your own opinion of what the answer to this true or false question is.
I didn't tell you what my opinion was when a garbage disposal was. I told you what the fuck a garbage disposal was. It's not my opinion. That's what it is.
That's what I thought of it. This is what Trump does. He'll give you a complicated question. It's a true or false question. It says, I don't know the answer. If he doesn't know the answer, you have to come with an opinion of what you think the answer is because he doesn't know the answer. It's your opinion
I have the
of what
answer.
a true or false question is. It's true or false. It's your opinion. Have your own opinion of a true or false question.
That wasn't an opinion. That was a fact.
That's why I hate the president.
See, now we're seeing. We're getting into the core of liberal. Right there. Right there. Right there. Facts are now opinions, and opinions are now facts, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm saying that's what Trump does. He'll tell you something. I don't know the answer.
That's what politicians have done. That's their whole thing.
He tells you something. No, they don't do that. They don't just tell you allegation and say they don't know the answer. They don't just tell you shit and say I don't know the answer.
You know, people are being arrested right now.
That's because they proved the answer. They proved it. They have evidence.
Right. So it's not just an allegation. It's a fact.
Sometimes Biden's son, he doesn't know the answer, but he's telling us. He doesn't ask the FBI. Why is he telling us the question? And there's like they investigated. They already investigated. There's nothing, but he's telling us the question and telling us to have our own opinion of the answer. He's telling us to have our opinion of the answer.
Matthew, I'm about to show you what a brute fact is. This here is a brute fact. Garbage disposal, okay? See that? That's a brute fact. That thing exists. It's real. It's a machine. It's a motor. It's half machine. It's half motor. We're gonna call it and I don't have a good joke for it right now. I just you outdid it. You outdid everything that needed to be said about what you fucking said.
Remember the other night you said do this on the show. Be pretentious and condescending. I'm pretentious and condescending. When Trump tries to tell you something because he wants you to hear it. Like this is what Trump believes. Trump's gonna tell you what he believes. Trump's gonna tell us, the voters, what he believes.
and then we have to come up with our own opinion of whether or not it's true or not.
No, that's what the media does.
No, they say. What
Yeah,
happened.
no, that's what news. That's what our news is. Our news developed from just telling us facts. This is what's happening. Feel however the fuck you want about it. To telling us how to feel about something, and then us having to figure out if it's real or not. That's what media is now.
This is what happened. This is what I feel about it. But it really it actually happened. What they feel about it. They have evidence that it happened. They're telling me what I feel about it. Like Trump doesn't like. They don't say we don't know whether or not this is true. Have an opinion. We said this happened. We have opinion. We feel something about things that actually happened. Like it's actually true that this is true. It's not something like we're telling you to have an opinion whether or not it's true or not. We can show you that is real.
Dude, there was a dude literally on CNN, supposedly a reporter, crying because he was so happy they announced Biden. Okay? And he wasn't even scared to show it. That in itself is a complete outline and example of where our fucking news is now. Yeah. News is not supposed to be an opinion. News is just supposed to simply be fact and have no leaning this way or that way. That's what news is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, you're supposed to be outraged about this because I am. It's supposed to be, feel however the fuck you want about it. This is what's happening. And they flipped it to feel this way about it, but you're going to have to figure out if it really happened or not. So to say, that's the problem, is everybody wants to throw it on Trump, that this is what Trump does, and completely ignore the fact that that's what all of them have been doing. The only difference is Trump hasn't done, there's one thing Trump has promised us that has not happened yet, and that's put Hillary in bars. As soon as he puts Hillary in prison, then he will have literally been the only president in history to do everything he promised. He's one move away from that.
That's why we need that boy to get them 4 more years. I'm telling you.
I'll throw a fucking party.
Real shit. I'll cuss out every fucking donor I speak to on the phone. Like, fuck you mean? Donald Trump's president. You know, shit. I'll be cussing them niggas right the fuck on out. You know what? Shit. I'll straight up tell them, hey, fuck you mean? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
This is true or not. I don't know if it's true, but I feel this way about it. I don't know if it's true, but I feel this way about it.
They'll be happy as shit.
I don't know the truth, but I feel this way about it. I don't know the answer, but I feel this way about it. I don't know the truth, but I feel this way about it. I don't know the answer, but I feel about it.
Oh my god!
I don't know the answer to it.
What do you call that?
I feel something about it.
All right, Matthew. All right, Matthew. Breathe for a second there, buddy. All right, calm down there. You good? Drink some water. Take a sip.
Drink some water. Think about the words.
Is that ice?
You don't have to say the same word 5 times in a jumbled sentence.
Wait, do you have ice? Okay. I'm so jealous. I don't even have ice in my house. I thought that was some mythical thing. Is that really? Is that ice?
Yeah.
Is that snow or is it water? Is it snow or is it water? I can't tell.
I got choked. I got sweaty. Get heated. I got heated. Now I'm sweaty. I got all heated and now I'm sweating.
Yeah, look at you, man. Breathe. All right.
When I got all heated. When I get heated, I get sweaty.
All right, I need that.
I got sweaty.
I understand. This is these are the times when I wish Heather Abramson would come on the show. You know, she's a diehard liberal, and this literally what liberals do. They will talk themselves into a fit of rage, into frenzy, and all this other shit. Me, I'll talk myself into a fit of rage. I will say some silly, spurious things out of my face and what have ye. But at least when I'm fucking angry, it's about some real shit. It's about facts. It's not about some opinion coming from the media. And that's what's going on with our media right now, Matthew. Is that it's 100% fucking opinion based. Gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here tonight.
That's how they feel
greatly appreciate it. Hi, Anthony. Your dasher is waiting for the restaurant to finish. Okay. Fuck.
That's the only fact that they feel that way about it. That actually happened. It actually happened, and they feel that way about it.
Give him a close up.
Before I end the show, I would like to for each of you to give your final thoughts. So I'm gonna stick you guys in the background and then bring you on in.
Asking when that happened, they know it actually happened.
Oh, that's not how I do it. Hang tight, Taylor. Hang tight, Matt. All right, hey Josh. Thank you so much. Hey, I really appreciate you showing out, man. Thank you so freaking much, man. Long time no see. You look great. You look like you got little round face there, but you know, shit, my man. Hey, right here, brother from another mother. I appreciate you showing on up, man. You got any final thoughts?
Fuck your feelings.
Oh, that's perfect. You know what? I can't even knock that. Matthew, welcome.
I feel bad because I just met.
Are you okay?
I love Jay Rooster. I'm sorry. I feel like I'd be an asshole.
You're not being an asshole. I love you too, Matt. Calm down.
I love Jay Rooster. Jay Rooster,
You know,
I love you. Jay Rooster, I love you. Kisses for Jay Rooster.
Okay, boy, bye. Nigga, please. All right.
What was that? Have you ever showcased anything that fucking gay in your life?
I'm assuming that's your final thought, Pastor Taylor.
No, put Matthew on for like 5 minutes so he can blow me. Put Matthew in a close up and let him talk about.
I'm not going to do that to that poor man. So, what's your real final thoughts, man? This is a serious show. This is a family show.
This is a family show. All right, my final.
All right, nigga. Matt, welcome back, big guy.
What's up?
I had this really great idea to have you bloviate for 5 more minutes. I'm going to let you take everyone on out, all right?
Okay. Oh my God, you put me on this spot. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, so basically, thank people for viewing and shit and whatnot, and just give like some.
We are the troublemakers. We make trouble and we do trouble and stuff. But we're good people. We're really good people, but we're troublemakers. But we're good troublemakers. We're not bad troublemakers. Follow the troublemakers on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Super hard. It's super hard. It's not anyway. That's just my suicide. That's my name on Suicide Girls. I'm gonna share the Suicide Girls, and I want them to know, like, yeah, that's my name too. That means Angel King, because I'm an angel. I'm a king. King means Ray means king. Angel means angel. But King Angel, but I think it's reversed. I wasn't sure.